Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Indie Book Review, where today I am reviewing Call Numbers by Syntell Smith. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, names. I have a hard time with them. So this book is about people in libraries, or in a library specifically. And it's very much a drama. It's very much like there's not a lot that really happens in it, except there's a lot that happens in it. How the hell do I explain that? Not a lot of particularly exciting things happen. It's a drama. It's more based around the people. It's more based around the setting. It's based around the lives of these people who work in the setting. Congratulations, Quinn. You just described how story works. Let me try this again. The book starts with Robin. He starts at this library, which is kind of a bad thing, apparently, because a lot of these people wanted this other person, a page that works there. I don't really know what a page is. I think it's just a person who puts books on shelves. I don't know. I don't know library stuff. But there's a page. She wants to move up to clerk. But with Robin starting there, she can't. She would actually have to go on to being a clerk somewhere else. And there's this whole thing going on. They want to get him to quit or transfer. He's kind of digging in his heels, but then eventually they come around, and then he doesn't. He just continues kind of being an arrogant asshole, and a whole bunch of other stuff happens. There's a lot in this book. Like, it's 550 pages, and so many side plots. My God, so many side plots. Like the story actually kind of gets bogged down with the number of side plots that are in this book. It really could have used a lot of cutting, I think. But at the same time, you really get to know the characters that way. But at the same time, I'll get around to that. So, the story, all in all, at least what I could find of the main story and what was there of the main story, it was fine. Like, it was basic petty bullshit of corporate and professional America. Yeah, just basic library bullshit. The characters, they're all bad people. Like, they all just act like assholes to everyone. Miss Yi, she's like the head clerk. She's not a nice person. She's nice to the one person, Janelle, who is pregnant and is the person that she wanted to have come in as a clerk. She's, Janelle's the page that was supposed to be starting up, but then can't. So, Janelle, I kind of get. She's not really a bad person. She just doesn't have a lot going on in the story other than pregnant and can no longer move up past page. Miss Yi, she's a complete, just an awful person. She comes around on, like, with Robin, after Robin cites some credo or something. Which, yeah, okay, whatever. Jerry, he's one of the clerks. He's not a bad person. He's just not a good person either. He doesn't really stop the fighting or anything like that. He in a way, he almost kind of eggs it on. Ethel, she's the other clerk. She's awful. She's just totally awful. She starts off, she's just kind of this quiet, bitchy person. She's one of those, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. I get along with those people fairly well because I tend to just leave them alone. But Miss Yi kind of gets her to turn around on Robin, and she makes some comment about wanting Robin to go grab her a Pepsi, and that's something that, which is something that I don't understand. Like, how is that supposed to bug somebody? Like, it got under his skin because of childhood trauma, but how is Ethel to know this? Unless there's something else going on there, I don't understand it. And Robin, like, screw the other characters. They're all like the bad people. Some of them are borderline criminal. Robin is the worst of them. In just this book alone, he strangled a girl, held a girl over over a ledge on the school roof. Uh, he continually eggs on and does not try to de-escalate anything. He snaps at people. He straight up just tells customers to go fuck themselves. Like, how this guy even has a job still is beyond me. Like, how am I supposed to like this character? Like, I'm fine with morally gray characters. I'm fine with characters that do bad things. But when the story is trying to paint the character as somebody who's sympathetic while having them do all these awful things, I hate it. I could not get behind Robin. There were several times I yelled at the book going, are you fucking stupid? He straight up threatened his boss. Straight up threatened his boss. And he still has a job. Like, I know it's 1994, but that shit wouldn't have flown then either. Or at least it shouldn't have. Like, is there anything good about this book? Yes, actually. For one, it is very diverse. Like, astoundingly diverse, which makes sense. I mean, it is based in New York, which is a very diverse city. And I actually really appreciate that it didn't shove the diversity down my throat. It's just, this is a very diverse place. I think it mentioned it once, and it was just kind of a passing comment. So I actually really appreciated that, because it not only made the story feel more real, because yes, New York is a very diverse place, and sometimes, yeah, someone will mention that it's a very diverse place. But it didn't... But when stories shove that diversity down your throat, or, turn and wink to the cameras like, look at how diverse we are, that kind of makes it feel more it makes it feel disingenuous. This book did not feel disingenuous with its diversity or any of its characters. Like, these characters felt real. They felt good in that sense. And the writing is absolutely phenomenal. The writing is fantastic. Yes, Robin is an absolutely bad person, is an absolutely awful person that I have a hard time getting past. Yes, it does get a little bogged down with subplots. But at the same time, the characters kind of needed the subplots because... I mean, not only is this a series, I think he's got books 2 and 3 out already, but it's just one of those things that it kind of would have felt like something was missing without them, but it felt bogged down with them. If that makes any sense, like, I get why they're there, but I just don't... I felt myself getting bored a few times, just because some of the scenes I felt were just a little unneeded. But far from that, the writing is absolutely fantastic. It's phenomenal. And I have no doubt that the author has actually worked in a library, or does work in a library. He knows his shit, he knows what's going on. Like, I myself, I don't know libraries very well, so I'm kind of basing it off of what I imagine working in a library would look like. And he definitely hit those marks. Like I said, I don't know much about libraries. I don't pretend to know anything about libraries, but yeah, he hit that mark very well. All in all, I can't say as I enjoyed this book, but this book is not for me. Like, there's a lot to be taken from this book, and there's a lot that a person can find and enjoy from this book. It's just not my kind of book. So, with this rating, take it with a grain of salt. Because, like I said, this book is not for me. This book is not written for somebody like me. I was asked by the author to read it and review, but that's about as far as this goes. All in all, I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5. There's a lot to be taken from it. There's a lot that he does really, really well, but not being able to get behind the main character, like, at all, or any of the characters, really. I think there's one character that I actually found myself enjoying, and that was Lily, or Lakeisha. She was actually a really good person. She's nice. She's just your standard 15-year-old girl who has a crush on this boy. It's like, yeah, okay. I got nothing against this character. She's well written. She's sympathetic. She's actually really good. She cares about her friends. Yeah. But yeah, with all the stuff that goes on with it, the good and the bad just kind of balance themselves out, and it becomes just this nice 5 out of 10. Like, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just not for me. So that's all I got for you guys. So pick up this book. You yourself might enjoy this. It wasn't for me, but you might enjoy it. So have a good one, folks.